This is Eric A.K.
And Kelly Smith.
From FLOTSAM and JETSAM. And you are watching Stormbringer, the Austrian heavy zine.
Insofar, you're on tour with Sepultura, Legion of the Damned, and Mortillery. How is it so far? How are you getting along with the other guys?
So far, it's been fantastic. We've every show, the crowd response we're getting is awesome. For our latest record, Ugly Noise, and 2014, No Place for Disgrace, it seems like the response for all that's been really good this time. And actually touring with all these guys is pretty much. We all kind of, it's kind of a family now, you know, it seems like we're all getting along really well. They're fantastic bands. Mortillery guys sitting right over there. They're fucking killer. Legion of the Damned, fucking killer. Sepultura, fucking killer. So,
it's all fucking killer.
Right, man. It's like, well, everybody's helping everybody to make sure we have a good tour together, you know. You got to do that when they're all sharing stuff. So, we've had like 4 sellouts so far, so we're hoping for more.
I don't know what's tonight, but I hope it's sold out as well. Eric's coming here, but he's not in the picture. So yeah, it's Eric over there. But he can sit there. I think he can sit there as long as he's quiet. You mentioned the re-recording of No Place for Disgrace. Why did you re-record the record and you didn't use the old master tapes and remaster it?
There's a couple of reasons why we didn't do that. We had some trouble obtaining the master tapes, and we just the sound quality and stuff like that. We were like, no, this isn't working. So we wanted to go back and re-record it for the fans. We wanted to slow a couple parts of the songs down that maybe sounded kind of mushy during the first recording. So we slowed some of that stuff down. And it just seemed like the right thing to do, you know. There were so many things added up to say, let's just re-record the thing, you know, and make it like we'll kind of modernize it a little bit, and you know, we've just got a lot of fans saying, "When's the remaster? When's the remaster? We do that," and so that wasn't an option. So do the re-recording.
I totally understand that. Was it in your opinion as well that they re-record the record?
For me, in 2006, I was out of the band, and I started working on the Doomsday for the Deceiver box set. And once that happened, that kind of opened the door. You know, people started, well, what about No Place? I can't find it anywhere, you know. And I looked on eBay, you know, the record. People were saying, I can only get it on eBay. I can only get it here. I can't find it anywhere. It's not on iTunes. So that, you know, that's another reason. You know, and also our contract, we found, said we could re-record after 5 years. Well, it was 25 at that time, and so now that gave us a right to get our rights back and own the record for ourselves. So there's a couple other reasons, you know, for me on there.
But was it strange for you to play the songs 25 years later in some other pace or with some other sound, with some other technique?
I think there was a lot of, we had to relearn some of them because we had never played them, like Misguided Fortune, Paybacks we didn't really play, the Jones. We did play some, but not since 88, 89. It was just about focusing on not changing too much, you know, trying to make it as close to the original as possible, but with the ugly noise quality of sound.
How was it for you to re-record the old stuff you played? Yeah, you never played for the last 25 years.
I did a lot of the production on it, so you know, I get this. The studio's at my house, so I get to go through and you know really take my time with it and pick the songs apart and stuff like that. For me, I mean, it just felt a lot better, you know, to do it. It's like, okay, this sounds right to me. You know, we can sit down and really pick it apart, and that's what we did. You know, we did the same thing with Ugly Noise.
But in 1989, I guess, when the original came out, 88, yeah. I think it was 89 in Europe. Did you realize that the sound back then was the sound of the time, the late 80s? Because right. many records had this fucked up sound where you can't hear like cymbals or bass drums right, and the bass is too too overproduced or something like that? Do you think with this sound right now it would have been different back then?
Yeah, I think that the result, like worldwide, as far as people listening to it, I think it would have opened up a lot more doors with better like sonic qualities. That's just my opinion, but that's what I believe.
But it's still a charming record in the original recording.
Yeah,
so
it's a classic. Yeah, definitely. So.
After that came When the Storm Comes Down, when No Place for Disgrace was very critically acclaimed. When the Storm Comes Down just went a bit down in the sales and in the critics. Where did you think was that?
Some of it was we had changed and gotten a lot more progressive and more technical, and some of it was part of back in the day. What happened with that record is we converted it to digital, and it was a pretty new process. And I think some of the transfer, we lost some of the dynamics or the sonic, like Mike was saying, the sonic tones of that record got lost in the mix. So I think that's some of why people didn't like it or did like it, because it was very separate sounding. Like every instrument didn't even seem like we were in the same band when you listen to it. But as far as the songs, I think we were a little ahead of our time.
I had a guy last night at the venue ask if we were going to re-record that one. When the Storm Comes Down, I'm like, I don't know. We got to
record every record.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not on the table right now. So we're actually working on new material right now for the next release.
Do you have some favorite records which you would like to have in a better sound, just not of your band, but some different band?
Ooh, that's a tough question. I don't know. Some of the earlier metal stuff, like you were saying, could have the sound quality sonically could have sounded better.
Venom.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of those. I mean, there's a list of those, and it's because of the era and the time, and just it was still new to producers and stuff like that. It just some of it just kind of got lost and shuffled with big reverbs and too distorted guitars and just
snare drum had a lot of delay on it.
So now it seems like everything's a little more refined and getting better quality recordings.
You got any record you want to have redone?
Well, when you were out talking to him, I was thinking the only record I could think of, because we were with them on this tour in '88, would be So Far So Good So What. That record really was kind of a bad Megadeth record as far as the sonic sound of it. It had some good songs on it, but sonically it was really not good.
It's funny, I got the record at home, but I never thought of it sounding bad. You think? Yeah, I think it is depends on who's listening to it.
Yeah. It was the tones. It had some weird guitar sound, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's all very. It's an opinion-based thing, opinion. But our No Place for Disgrace record, our first one, everybody's opinion said it was kind of, so.
The last real record, Ugly Noise. You funded that with money you collected from fundraising. By your, I think it's called crowd fundraising or something like that.
Crowdfunding, yeah.
Crowdfunding. How did you hit upon this idea? And what's his idea? He's the crowdfunder. Yeah, just a few words on that.
Well, we did No Place, this re-release, the same way. But basically, in 2011, when I got back into the band, it was trying to find a way to keep our rights and make music without giving everything away. So our accountant actually was the one who turned me on to the idea, and we started doing research on a couple of different, there's a couple other ones in America, but this one was Pledge Music was only about music. It wasn't, the other ones have all different stuff, inventions, books, movies. So we wanted the focus to be just on the music. So that's what we started to do. But the good thing about Pledge is the fans get involved. The fans of the record label. They get to see videos while we're making it. They get music clips. So they get to hear it before anybody else. They also get to buy exclusive items like signed albums, signed CDs. They get it before the public gets it. They get T-shirts. We had guitar picks, drumsticks. We had a signed guitar. you know, and all those things fund the record. So, you know, like with a regular record deal, you're in debt as soon as the record's done. When we're done, we owe nobody. You know, so we own the rights. We don't have any debt. We start out on the right side of the coin.
And it's a great idea. I think it's the best idea. Put record labels out of business like that. You know, I don't want to say put them out of business, but because we're very thankful that we have Metal Blade doing our distribution. You know, we do our first part of it, which is the pledge and fund our own, and then we turn it over for distribution. So it's still a working relationship. You know, so we still need the labels and stuff like that, but at least we're taking back the rights and the ownership of the music.
The material for Ugly Noise, I think Jason Newsted contributed some stuff to it. Is this right?
Yeah.
You still in touch with him?
Yeah, we are. I do some writing with him from time to time, and we did a collaboration on 2 of the songs, Ugly Noise and then Giddy Up on that record, and that was his contribution. He came back, you know, and worked on that a little bit with us, and you know, and then he was doing his Newsted project too. So it's like, all right, dude.
Here's Eric now with me. He's sitting on Kelly right now, so you are actually one of the few who really sing in the trash band, which started back then. So yeah, but you just do other projects as well. I think you had a country band, I guess.
Yeah, it was more like a fun thing to do when we had time off. It was really myself and a bunch of our old crew guys got together and decided to do a little country record. We did one, I think, 7-show tour up the west coast of the States, and that was about it. I haven't really done anything else with it, so it was just a fun thing.
Yeah, I just read about it, and I think it's it shows that you don't just involve with metal.
I'm involved with everything. Before I was in FLOTSAM, I was did a lot of theater stuff and performing, and so I like to stay worldly.
When we talk about that, you got a cover version of Elton John on the No Place for Disgrace original album as well. How did you hit upon Elton John? Because nobody back then was listening to Elton John. I mean, come on.
Well, you know, that was kind of something that we all grew up with. We all grew up listening to that, and it was at the time a no-brainer. You know, it's like, hey, I think it was kind of a joke that somebody at rehearsal said, "Let's do that song," and we were like, "Oh, all right, whatever," you know. And then we destroyed it, you know, with the metal sound. So yeah, it evolved from that.
Yeah. Do you think about it?
It was kind of a joke, and when Mike started playing it, the jug, 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 we were like, hey, that's kind of cool. You know, next thing you know, it's on the record.
I think he's got some rocky stuff in the 70s or something like that.
Yeah.
You're in the business now for 30 years, I think, around, for 32 or something. What keeps you going with the band? As long as that, because there were ups and downs, and sometimes the metal was out of world when the grunge came in, something like that. What keeps you going?
Well, you know, these guys, they're like family, you know, so they're brothers of mine, and I enjoy working with them. I like playing with them. Kelly and I, as far as rhythms and stuff like that, whenever we write music together, it's like one person writing it, you know. So it's enjoyable when you work with people that you're not clashing with. You know, it's enjoyable with these guys for me. So it's easy. It's very easy.
That's why you get him back in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, when Mike writes a new riff for a song, and I'll go over to his house and hear it, we can both already hear what Kelly's going to do. You know, we've been playing with him for so long, you can already hear how cool the drums are going to be over and under that piece. So,
or when he's going to bitch about it.
Yeah.
Looks like that, yeah. What are you going to achieve with the band from now on? Is it playing sets like that with supporting, or are you planning on playing a headliner set or something like that sometimes? Getting more known?
Yeah, we were on a pretty good path back in the day, and then, you know, one thing after another happened, and we kind of dropped out, and then tried to do it again with different members, and so we want to kind of start where we left off back in the day and see where it goes from there. We really don't have any master plan. We just, you know, we love doing this so much. We just would like to do it for a living. So
I think that's why, because you love it so much, and that's why you're still here. Famous last words.
Yeah, you know, pretty much what AK said. You know, I feel the same way about it. It's like we're getting a lot of requests for doing the older material off the first 2 records, and it seems to, you know, when we came back over to Europe to do this tour, we put a lot of older songs on the sets. But every show we try to meet as many fans as we can and talk to as many people, and it seems like this year Ugly Noise is starting to really catch on. You know, it's been out for over a year. It's been out longer than that. So. And now we're getting requests for it, you know. We didn't. It's just slowly climbing up, you know. And
you think the No Place for Disgrace helped to get the people at people's attention to Ugly Noise as well?
Yeah, for sure, definitely. We did a States tour with Ugly Noise, and States is a little bit different than Europe, you know. It's a lot different actually, you know. I mean, the Europeans over here, they really care about the history of the band. They care about you know, they know the band. They know who they're talking to. They know what they're listening for. They know the words. United States isn't always like that, you know. They're kind of like, let me just drink my beer, you know, or whatever.
It was the other way around, I thought. Okay, guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
Thank you for taking the time.
Oh, no problem.
Kelly, thank you.
Thank you.
This is Eric A.K.
And Kelly Smith.
from FLOTSAM and Jetsam, and you are watching Stormbringer, the Australian heavy zine.
Australian.
Austrian.
That's a big mistake there.
Take 2. Take 2. Plus, you guys were in time on the FLOTSAM and Jetsam. There's a little millisecond delay. Little like.
If you're gonna direct, come sit over here.
Austria right.